What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a special Cardfight Vanguard market watch because I'm with a new best friend, one of the owners of She Devil Gaming, and your name is?
Welcome back to the channel. This is your girl Kiana, this is She Devil Gaming.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm extremely excited because one, I haven't done a market watch video in months. Two, I'm doing a market watch video with another person, which I understand it's always been me. I don't know about you guys, but I do get boring hearing my own opinions. I love hearing other people's opinions about the secondary market. It's just always a great conversation to have. And I've been watching her videos for 2-3 months now, and I've always looked forward to it every single time, every single Friday. But now you can catch their market watch videos every Thursday. Yes, she took my day. It's fine. I know it went to a good home, but it's fine.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I will make sure that every Thursday there is a market watch.
Yes, so definitely guys stay tuned for her market watch every Thursday. As for me, I don't know yet. Most likely Monday, because Mondays are my one day off. If you guys don't know, I do have a store now. I own a local TCG store located in Clifton, New Jersey, 120 Market Street. Yes, I'm going to advertise my store every single video as much as I can because, come on guys, local TCG store, they don't make profits. So I'm going to advertise it every single time.
Hey everybody. So I'm going to try to get him back to doing market watches on Wednesdays. I will be taking up the Thursday slot, so we will have a consistent week of content on the market. We have all thought that it would be too much for just one singular person doing it for different days, but if one person have their different opinions on the market and have their different views, it would make a different experience for each day.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
So, but let's jump onto this market. Like, I'm hyped.
Yes, I love talking about prices because I love money. I'm sorry. I know it's a problem.
I can't get with the money part because like I'm not a vendor yet, and I don't know if I'm gonna become one. Like I got other things I want to do, so like, but I do want to invest into a card shop. So I have to pick your brain on that one. We gotta pick your brain.
More than happy to help, definitely. All right, so the first cards that we want to talk about are basically the big two cards that are coming out in the next set, BT05. Of course, we already saw the Dragonic Over at the end, and we also saw Phantom Blaster Dragon. The first two cards that came up in our mind was the SP versions. The triple Rs, they've been doing very well, but the SP versions of Dragonic Overlord at the moment, they're going for $32 to $33 each, with only, let's double check, 8 listings on the market. In my opinion, Dragonic Overlord, it's just a very, infamous card, where when you think about Cardfight Vanguard, Dragonic Overlord is the second card you think of, because the first one is always going to be Blaster.
No matter what, is like people want to get away from this, but no matter what's going to happen, it's going to no matter what, it's going to always be there because it's like Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. We're going to always have these cards come back because they belong with us. They've been here from the beginning.
Yeah, 100%. Now, what are your thoughts about Blaster Dark in BT02 SP and foil?
The holo version is expensive, but not as expensive as SP, obviously. But at the same time, I believe a lot of people are testing it within premium, like having it in different decks that don't have the retire ability. And I think this is going to be the case with Blaster Blade because Blaster Blade is going to be a different type of retire. But at the same time, I feel like Angels don't have a way of retiring OTT, and it's just something that's new to play with, and it's best to like get it now before it's too late. And I believe like I will buy the most expensive version because they will always have value. But other than that, that's how I feel about it.
See guys, I'm not the only one who feels that way. High rated cards either retain their value or gain more value in the long run. Phantom Blaster Dragon SPs, we can say the same thing. It's another infamous card. At the moment, cheapest listings go for $25. After that, it's a $55 card, apparently. I highly doubt it'll ever go past the $30 range. But again, it's a very infamous card. SP version. It looks basically the same as the triple R's, but it only has that. The only difference is the texture, of course. But as for the triple R versions of Dragon Overlord and Fan Blaster Dragon, they're going for $5 to $3 each. But one of the most important cards that I definitely want to talk about is Blaster Dark, the foils. They did spike up a little bit.
Right.
Only 3 listings.
A little bit?
You
said a little bit?
It was going for $6 to $5 beforehand. Now it's a $10 card.
I bought them for 2s, and now they're $10.
Oh, yeah, and I'm the vendor. I'm the monster. But, of course.
I just bought 2. I didn't tell everybody. I like, oh my. It's only 3 left, and like it's one person have 1, the other one have 3, and the other one. I hate seeing that so bad. Like it triggers me to see that, because like people are gonna go for the 4 because of the fact is they have 4 of it, and in Vanguard you just need 4. So I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, the last one with the 4 copies, they could raise up their price if they want to $14 to $15 each. And before you say,
Correct.
Rico, no, that's bad. Why would any seller do that? Guys, I would do that, and you would do that too if you had that power. We're human.
That's true.
We're human.
We got bills to pay.
I got a store to pay for. Everyone has to eat. Everybody. All right.
Yes.
Next, let's talk about a card. Well, first of all, this is not my idea. I just learned about this card. She definitely put me on blast about this card, and as soon as I read it, I'm like, yeah, this card is broken. It should be its staple in every deck.
I feel like this is going to be a card, even though I know, I'm going to say Great Nature. Mega Colony struggle with soul. That is one thing that they like they have to consistently put things into their soul because they will lose soul quickly. But this card, the ability to draw a card, the ability to bounce back to the hand, and his ability, because he freeing up space on the board, which Mega Colony calls over things so many times. But him being able to like mess with the board, like there's so many clans like this. For example, Regalia. If you were playing against Regalia and attacked you with the Vanguard, you PG'd it, then you call him just to rest the other restander that's in the corner, so you don't even have to deal with it. But I will wait until they put the triggers on it. I will wait until they put the triggers on it before I didn't rest it. And we're like, now you don't have nothing to deal with. But yeah, I feel like this card is going to be, it's just one of those sleeper cards. I feel like people are not going to pay attention to it. And then it's just going to, but the thing is our meta has to change. And great. Mega Colony is in a weird spot right now. And like I said, like before, like Mega Colony, true Lingo is just like all over the place. It's like, they're like ants. Like they're just all over the place. I mean, there are bugs, but still, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, I don't know what they're true. Like, what are you going to tell me? They do everything for no reason. Oh, they're like, oh, now I'm beginning to understand why people said they're like the beginning of Link Joker. And then, okay, never mind. I'll shut up.
No, it's completely fine. I definitely understand. Mega Colony, again, I'm not trying to disrespect them. If they're your favorite clan, I do apologize in advance. But Mega Colony at the moment, I think they're a mess because there's no clear image on their their kill turn, their turn where they're supposed to win. But eventually, I'm pretty sure Bushido is gonna make an insane card for Mega Colonies, either in the next clan section or the next premium collection, and this card will definitely be on the radar as soon as people read what this card does. This card is honestly amazing. I feel like we both feel like it's gonna be a staple later on in the future, and possibly it might become a $1 card to $2 card. And before you say, Rico, it's not a big deal if it's $1, $2 card. Guys, penny stocks, I love them. You should love penny stocks as well, because eventually those penny stocks will become dollars, $5, or even $10. But
yes,
again,
most definitely.
Next, let's talk about Duel Knights. This is where things get a little bit spicy, or what I would like to say, Duel Knights are hot takes because they are selling extremely well, especially the Duel Knights from the last clan selection. Ashley, her grade 1 and her grade 2. But first of all, let's talk about Salome, the VSR. Would you spend $200 for it?
Personally, I wouldn't, but I mean, this is coming from a person. Okay, so I'm gonna give two opinions. I'm gonna say it's a beautiful card, but 200. It's kind of hard to say, but like she's not as relevant she's relevant in VN premium, but at the same time, like she's not stomping anybody into the ground, right? So I don't feel like the market price like reflects what she's doing. Like you like how Carol SP is continuously disappearing is because they're relevant in the meta. So it makes sense why it would disappear. These prices really is more like fandom than it is like, oh, this deck is doing extremely excelling out of control. If you get what I'm trying to say. So I don't feel like that it should be like $90. I don't feel like 200. But I get that they probably short Shalom in is it Salome? Shalom. I believe they short printed her because they felt like that she's waifu. That's another thing. Waifu tax. She is a fan favorite from a long time ago. It's just so many flavors going into this one card to the point like there's some people who are not even going to play her competitively and just want the card just because it brings back nostalgia that they just want from a long time ago. So it's a lot of things that goes into this card. No, I don't agree that it should be 200, but at the same time, it's like short printing, fandom, and then also she is a really good card. So you can't really argue with the price.
I mean, me personally in V, yeah, she's a decent card. In premium, I still think Sanctuary Guard Dragon might be the better grade 3 for Duel Knights, but I could be wrong. And if you guys feel any way different, please leave it in the comment section down below. Because, again, I haven't done market watches for a very long time, so I could be wrong about a lot of things. But that's just my opinion. That's our opinion. Well, again, guys, the only way for you guys to prove us wrong is to leave it in the comment section down below. As for SP Ashley's Pure Hearts, they're going for $95 to $100 each. It's very understandable because they have sold beforehand for $70 to $75 each. Again, history-wise, last one sold for $113, and then before that $100, and then $90.
But Ashley has been around to age to get this price point, so this makes sense why she would be this high. Like you had every opportunity to catch her when she was like 60s, 70s. Now she's hitting 90s, and like you had every opportunity. Now she's aging like wine, and she's giving you the results.
Yeah, she definitely is. And again, guys, like we said beforehand, higher rated cards either retain their value or gain more value in the long run. Let's look at the V1. Oh, well, this one, of course, this is the biggest one. The biggest Duel Knight of them all, because this Duel Knight, it's extremely difficult to find because it only came as a box topper in the first Legion set. Duel Knight Swordmy. $60. Market price $22. Obviously, that hasn't been that way in a very long time. The last one sold for $45 each on the 7th, and then before that, the 19th of last month for $45. Before that, $35, and then before that, $50. But again, only 4 listings in the market. 2 of them for $60. After that, $80, and then after that, it's $100.
$80 for 4. Oh my god.
That's
just
$320. For 4 pieces of cardboard. Yes, it's a great card. You can definitely unlock multiple combos with this card and Ashley, but it's just
$80.
$320 for a playset.
And it's not even hollow.
Yeah, it's just a common. Don't get me wrong. Yes, this card is a phenomenal card, but of course, this card does have its drawbacks because the Counterblast, it has to be a Jewel Knight. So God forbid if you're not playing pure Jewel Knights, this card can be dead in your hand or dead in the deck. But overall, guys, this grade 2, if you guys can find it anywhere, try to pick them up. In my opinion, I don't think it's gonna go below the $40 range. It's gonna stay above it until this card gets reprinted. Bushiroad, if you're watching this, reprint this card, not just for me, for the community.
But we do have a opportunity to see them actually reprint it because we do have premium collection that is coming up in June, I believe, or is July. I think it's June.
And hopefully Bushiroad does not mess up this next Revolve selection set, because the last Revolve selection, it was a huge flop and it was way too expensive for people to actually buy boxes. Hopefully Bushiroad fixes that. Next, let's talk about the grade 2 and the grade 1 Jewel Knights from the last class. It's bad. It's really bad.
It happened. It's like, I know when the grade 2 spiked, but the grade 1 didn't spike the same day. The grade 2 spiked when Shalom was introduced. When she was first when it was first, like, picture was revealed, that card just she was gone. Just gone. And then when they finally showed the skill, oh, she was definitely gone. She went from 6 straight to 14, and she never went back down. And then the grade 1 started going up. It was like slow. She was very slow, but she still caught up. She's not gonna ever be where the grade 2 is, because the grade 2 is infinite better, but she still is not bad. I believe it's mainly because she has a counterblast, but
I mean, to me, I think she's just the best on-ride grade 1. On-ride, it's a free draw 1. It's a decent grade 1, but to be fair, Jewel Knights, they don't really have that much grade 1s in V era. Well, to be fair, Jewel Knights don't have that many grade 1s that have the 10k shield. So that's why I think this card definitely spiked up, and Jewel Knights definitely do have a potential on seeing the meta later in the future.
that's true.
But as for Jewel Knights, I think that's pretty much it. Besides like Ashley Reverse, Pure Heart Ashley SP. Well, I know this one.
Oh, no, go back up.
Oh, the grade 3.
No, the grade 2 that we talked about earlier. You remember him? No, the grade 3, him.
Oh, him.
The grade 3.
No, so this other card, it came as the box topper with the grade 2 sword. Prevail Jewel Knight, Yvonne. I could be wrong. I'm bad with name, guys. I'm sorry. That never improved for me.
I think it's Yvonne. Yevon. You could do Yevon.
Okay, so this grade 3 at the moment, it is going for $6 to $7 each. There's only 8 listings on the market, but before you say, oh, it must be a good card because it's getting bought off the market, no, it's a terrible card. It doesn't do anything. You don't need to play this card at all. The only reason why it's very difficult to find on the secondary market is because this card only came as a box topper with Swordmy. So, but his effect, honestly, Legion, 6 or more, gets plus 5k in a critical. It's not really worth it to me. Yeah, this card, $6. Nope, it's not worth it, in my opinion.
I completely agree. That card. So just don't follow trends, kids. Let's not follow trends.
Tell me what
That's a bet.
of this card. Climax Jewel Knight, Evil, Evasion. Again, bad of names. I'm not even gonna bother. What are your opinions with this Jewel Knight stride?
Okay, I'll give you this much. Since I've been playing premium, if it doesn't do something on the first turn of striding, and if you would not go into it, if it's the last thing on your list to go into it as a stride, is bad. And reading this card, it tells me it will be the last. Because like 9 times 10 it's gonna be Crystal Luster Dragon. It ain't gonna be this. So I'm just trying to be real. Like, it's like this card is it has a lot of text, but it does absolutely nothing.
Exactly. It's big for nothing. It's not worth $9.
No, it's pretty. Like, I'll give you that. It's pretty, but it's not worth. I mean, I think this card should be worth like $5.
Agreed.
Because like the skill you're not gonna use, it's gonna be sitting in a box. That's the perfect way to put it. Either this card is gonna be graded and put somewhere, or it's gonna be placed in the binder.
Because
Ooh, someone.
It's never gonna sell for 40. Well, I'm sorry, it can, because there are little Timmys out there. It shouldn't.
It's gonna happen, but at the same time, it's like it is an old card. It is hard to find. It's one of those cards. It's nostalgia. It's Jewel Knights. It's even though it's a bad card, people really don't care. It's just like it's just one of those things. It reminds them of a time that they played with their friends, and they remember when they strode into it, and they want to. So you gotta let them have what they want.
Just stride into Crystal the Dragon. He's the only stride you're ever gonna want to go into. Trust me.
That's true, because he literally become Ashley, or literally becomes.
All right, so time for a little bit of justice. Again, I blame all these buyouts on Kai, Chris. Different fight. I love you, but at the same time, I hate you. It's difficult. I'm sorry.
But the thing is, the one thing he does, he talk about so many, but this is the one deck that people just know him straight up for. But the thing is, like I said, like we have had this talk, like Dimension Police is doing extremely well in premium. I mean, it's not like they're topping out of control, but at the same time, they're a good rogue, a really good rogue. Because if they catch you slipping, you're gonna get smashed in the face for a lot. So, and also they're not bad in V premium. It's just like we have these big heads right now that are in the forefront of the metas. And the thing is, when you have those, it's hard to see the other decks that are like trickle behind them. So only thing people are seeing in premium is Nightmare Dolls, Luard, and so on and so forth. They're not seeing the rogues that are still doing extremely well. But Different Police is a really, really good deck. But it makes sense for its price point. Daliner shouldn't have been reprinted. Like all of them VRs should have been reprinted. And them to hold off on 2023 is BS to me. But because like a lot of people want to get into the game, especially on the premium side, and they can't get into it because you need to get V stuff to get into premium. You have to have the V stuff to get into premium. So like, I don't know what they were thinking to say, oh, we're going to wait until 2023. Oh, okay, sure, that's stupid. Like, we're going to lose so much money. Yay.
Nah, I mean, as much as I want to agree with you there, it's just my vendor side is like, no, some cards should be value. At first, when I first heard of this, when Bushiroad was going to hold off for printing the VRs, I was like, great. We kind of have a reserved listing like Magic the Gathering. Yes, it's terrible for the community-wise, but it just shows how the card game is improving.
That's true.
It shows that there is a decent secondary market for cards. But again, I'm always for the community. I always think there should always be reprints of expensive cards, of course in a controlled environment way. But Daliner, $13 at the moment, and to be honest, I think it's gonna go up even further.
It is. I believe it is. Once people start noticing that it is a great rogue to invest in, especially because soon we already got the reveal for Daiyusha, like reverse. So any grade 1 or grade 2, okay, what they could do is give D Police 3 different grade 3s, because their deck is based on grade 3. Instead of giving them any more grade 1s or grade 2s, they could just give them 3 grade 3s, brand new ones. And it was like, oh, all your old ones that y'all love so much, plus with Daiyusha. But that's just how I feel. Like,
I 100% agree with you. But speaking of Daiyusha is
Daddy
still value. Yes, Daddy is still value. SVRs, $40 each. As for the VRs, they're going for $17 to $18 to $20 each. Only 20 listings. Again, this card was one of the best cards because it was basically a restanding Vanguard. Well, it was basically one of the first restanding Vanguards besides Maelstrom in the V era. My opinion, I think this card, I don't think it's gonna go past the $25 range. It was already above 25 bucks for months, and it finally went down in value. I think people are now realizing that Daliner is the better option of Ultimate Great Daiyusha, but I could be wrong. What are your opinions on this VR? Do you think it's still valuable? Do you think it's still sees some play in the future?
Deeplies have so many different variations of themselves. It's hard to say if something is better than the other, because Daikaiser is really good, but Daikaiser have shown itself really good as a Vanguard and also as a rear guard. Daiyusha is it's like you said, it's more of a restander, but it's not irrelevant. It's just it needs a certain spot in a certain time in an era, like time and place. Because like a lot of people would cut it, but it's still a good card. It still will come up, but is it worth playing in this meta? So that's the thing you gotta ask yourself. It's better to have this card than not have this card. Sometimes it's really good to have, because just in case, no one's playing it, it can be a sneak tech. It's one of those cards that you can literally sneak tech it and be like, I have something like after this battle, and go to Daiyusha, and they'll be like, okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. Like, but you can't just, if it started becoming relevant, people are starting to catch on to it. But it's just, they also have black. They have so much, to the point it just depends on the meta, and it depends on what's going on, what's happening. So it's just one of those cards. It's just like, it's not bad. It would never be bad. It just depends on how the meta is shaping.
Yeah, it definitely does. I just think Daiyusha, no matter what, it's always gonna have a fan favorite, because of course Daiyusha was one of the best, was one of the only good grade 3 Dimension Police had in the beginning, besides Enigma Rain, I believe. Enigma Storm. To be fair, we can say that about a lot of cards. A lot of cards definitely have a huge fan following. For example,
witches, even though they killed them.
Oh yeah, besides witches, my bad. But speaking of fan favorites, when you think of fan favorites, you cannot think of Lukia. It's
so many ways to say her name. Some people say Lukia, some people say Lukia. There isn't, whatever you want to say your mommy's name, good for you, baby kitty. But Lukia is one of those decks. It just keeps going. It never stops. And go ahead. What are you about to say?
Silverthorn cards in general, like their prices, like even though they do go down in value at a certain point, but then out of nowhere, once they announce new Silverthorn support, they just spike up out of nowhere. They spike up so much. And one of the biggest examples is SP Irina for $200. Of course, market price is different. It's $130. Last one sold for $130, but again, last one sold on the 4th of the last month. So this card is extremely difficult to find, and of course the seller, you cannot blame them for putting it up for $200 each. And before you say again, who's gonna buy for $200? There's always gonna be a little Timmy out there.
Yeah, most definitely. Silverthorns are always gonna be the fan favorite, just like when Revengers and that. When I can't think of her name right now. Blue hair. She's one of my favorite.
Blue hair.
Misaka? Is it Misaka?
Yeah.
I think it's Misaka. Yeah. It's Misaka. Because it's not Hisaka, it's Misaka. When she was possessed and she rode into reverse Lukia. That fight between Revengers and Silverthorns is iconic. Like, people love that fight. And even I went back and, like, I'm a newer player, and I idolized that fight because how much passion she put into that to call out to Lukia and show him and try to get him to understand, like, you're overlooking me. Even if I'm the center star in your show, you still overlook me. But I just saw it differently than other people. That moment, a lot of people start latching on to Lukie and also Silverthorns. And also Silverthorn is a even though it's a clan, it's a part of Pale Moon, it's still Pale Moon is very unique in the way of like they are it's Harry Circus, then there's Silverthorn Circus, and then there's Bunny Circus, and then they are never together. They all have their own. They're not together. And Silverthorn is very unique. Is based on being under the Queen and her story and her lore and in all her glory. So, and also one more thing. It's the only Pale Moon deck that you can max rarity close to getting it max as close as possible. Like Harry doesn't have SP ones, great ones, or twos. Like Lukie is the only one that you can closely get to a max rarity SP deck. Like it's crazy. I didn't think, and when I started looking at the prices, is I would never pay those prices. That's why I don't even want to buy. Y'all crazy, but I y'all crazy as hell. But I understand why, because I know people who actually have the deck in max, and it's because she's their heart. And also, even if they're the gimp, I mean, hey, somebody gotta be it.
No, I 100% agree with you. Lukie, again, I hope I'm saying her name right. She definitely has a very strong following. I used to play her back then when BTO7 came out. Yes, I'm that old. Silverthorns were fun. It was just, fun playing a deck of just a bunch of cards that were specifically named Silverthorns. But of course, they definitely have gotten expensive. Even the V cards, Venus Liquier SPs are $75. Only one listing. The SVR Lukies are going for $60. We're not gonna talk about the SP reverse. In my opinion, I think the reverse ones they're gonna go up.
Yes, most definitely. Especially because her art is different than the original. This one has because her ring is in a then the circus is within that ring. It's just in the texture of the card and how they did the blood text. It's so beautiful to the point I don't even think it's gonna sit at this price for long. I believe it's gonna go up. Yes, we do have the SVR, but at the same time, the SP they did such a wonderful job on the texture and also the border of the reverse units. It's not gonna stay down too long. It's gonna go up because it's too good. They did so well on this set.
Yeah. So if you guys are fans of Silverthorn Reverse Liquier, then I highly recommend for you guys to pick up your playset now before it does go up to the $50 range or even more. And I have a very strong feeling it will go above the $50. As for the VR Liquier, the original one from Phantasmal Steed Restorations, are going for $30 to $31 each. The VR Venuses, they're going for $16, after that $17, and then eventually to $20 card. This card, in my opinion, I do see it becoming an $18 to $20 card very soon. The first two listings, only 4 copies in the first one. After that, two copies, and then eventually 20 copies. As soon as this one listing is gone, the 4 copies are gone, it will become an $18 to $20 card, and hopefully it does go back down, but I highly doubt.
Because the reason that she's up, the only reason she's up is because everybody with one counter blast, you can use her in tandem with the new grade 1 counter charge, and then ride the reverse from the soul with the same counter. So now you don't have to literally let people kill you. You can literally just guard and stay at just a healthy amount of 3 damage now. And she's the better one to go into instead of the Black Lukier. She's just way better. And because of also her floating effects, when you use her act ability to call, she is still in standby. So when you use revert from soul, you ride over into another excel. Then at the end of your turn, everything unlocks. She's going to activate, and if you have other things, they go into standby as well. But she's going to activate and put 4. At least if you have 4 more left on the board for whatever you was doing, she's gonna give you Excel. So you're gonna be ending your turn with 3 Excel markers, which a long time ago we felt like that should have done in the first place. But I mean, you remember when this card was like literally nothing, and y'all like ignored her, and now like y'all scrambling to get her. I mean, I'm talking through the air, am I?
No, people, you gotta stop underestimating cards. Eventually, like I said before, penny stocks will eventually become $10, $20. It's gonna happen to a lot of cards. So again, guys, do not underestimate cards. Read their abilities. They could be broken, they could not be broken, or if that clan gets more support later on in the future, there's gonna be little Timmies out there doing just random or bad buyouts. But this buyout clearly is a good one. And one buyout in particular, which I know a lot of you guys are gonna hate me because clearly that's my old store name. Stealth Dragon Anabashi. Again, battle of names. This card, there's only one copy on the market. And no, I did not buy them out. It was not me. I am innocent. To be fair, I haven't been buying any cards at all. Oh, I'm sorry. I've only been buying cards locally in my card shop. But this card, it's gone. Only one copy of the market. You can't get them anymore. Last one sold on the 9th of the last month for $4, and before that, $7 each. Now back then, this card was penny stocks. It was cheap. They're going for dollars. But now, of course, Murakumo has become, how you say, not the new meta, but they definitely become a strong rogue deck. Shadow Switch, definitely a strong mechanic. And keep in mind, guys, Bushra did ban one of the strides from Murakumo, so that just proves that Murakumo were definitely creeping on up in the meta. This card, honestly, if you guys have it in your bulk piles, highly recommend to look for it. They're going for $4 each, and after someone buys mine for $4, which I'm pretty sure is gonna happen.
Oh, I do have something to say though. This is a Yasui unit, so it belongs to him. Ever since the stride was hit, I can't think of his name, the fox dude with the sword, twin swords, he actually went down in price because of the fact that he became irrelevant because the stride made him relevant. So now the only decks that are kind of relevant in premium, I can't say. Well, Yasui is still relevant in standard. He's just not overtaking anything. Is Shiryuki and Yasui. Yasui is kind of savable, but at the same time, I believe people have been testing and trying to make Yasui work. And Yasui has the most strides. Well, okay, Yasui has the most better strides. That's the best way to put it. And I believe this is their only way of countercharging, because like I have looked through their countercharging and they don't. But this one gives you a draw and a countercharge, so that's really good. And it's technically a soul charge as well. So I believe people are trying to do crazy things. Either somebody found some spice and bought this out. This is what had to happen. Somebody found some spice and was like, I got the mix, baby. And they was like, told their friends, and they were, we're gonna buy this. And either that happened or somebody crazy. Either somebody crazy as a goose or somebody actually found some spice. So we gotta wait and see about this one. Like we gotta wait, cause I don't it's a rare too. Like, bro, get the hell out of here.
I'm just putting this out there, guys. She said spice. See, it's a catchy word.
Yes, I said.
It's a catchy word. See, I'm not the only one. I don't have a problem. I still think I have a problem. Last card that we're going to talk about is Parallel Megatrick Fairfield, the SGR, and the GR, because both of them are extremely expensive, and in my opinion, they shouldn't be. I think it's a stride that's like the last card that you ever play, in my opinion.
Okay, so I play Pale Moon like a lot. Cause you just play Nightmare Dolls. I'm not trying to hate on you.
Shots are fired.
So it's dark Dark Princess into literally, it's like Dark Lord Princess goes into Harry or what's her name? Yvette. So those two that she always go into. Literally, your other extra deck can be wherever the like literally it can be whatever the fuck ever, as long as three to four copies of Harry, one copy of Yvette, and one and it also depends on the version, because you might not be playing Dust, and the little Dust, I call him Little Dust, he's the progenitor dragon, the little one, and your G guard should literally go Hoop Dragon, the one of the big G guard, one of the two of the goddamn dude with the chainsaw, and it literally have to have 5. It's always 5 G guards. You always need 5 because the Hoop Dragon is the best one. He should have been the SP. I'm telling you. I'm saying it now. The Hoop Dragon should have been the SP, not the fucking GB one I did. That was terrible. Like, the Hoop Dragon is the best G guard Pale Moon have ever had, because he can guard with anything in assault. You soul charge your, guess what? You got a 65k shield now. Like,
and that card only got printed once, right? It got printed as a rare, right?
Rare. He should have been the SP. He's such a great G guard. To get on to Fairfield, what I was trying to say, people do play Fairfield, but Fairfield is more gimmicky than not. I apologize if you feel differently. I'm apologizing to Pale Moon players if you feel differently, but I have never strode into Fairfield. One time I almost strode into Fairfield, and then I thought about it back in Dark, because it's just like Dark Princess gives you 4 cards and an extra attack, 2 extra attacks, actually 3 extra attacks, because she attacked once on V, jump off, give you another attack, and she's giving you 4 cards, so she's giving you 3 attacks. Fairfield only, you have to have Dragon. First of all, how someone actually told me set up, you have to farm Excel markers with Harry, which this only works with Harry. Farm a whole bunch of them to the point that you're already having your dragon be 40. And you have to have a dragon in soul for this to work. So you use Fairfield to put the dragon in, call the dragon out. Then you soul blast until you get the dragon to 40. Give the dragon a crit, so now it's 3 crit. Now they can't sit in. Now you gotta hope and pray your opponent don't have enough to guard with it. So, do that actually sound like a kill turn? You might as well dust at this point. Yeah, am I wrong? You might as, it's the same Counterblast 2. It's the same damn thing. You might as well dust. It's literally dust do more. At least dust put a damage, give you a damage. Like, give your opponent a damage. And the pigeon would be so big to the point that they can't really guard against it. And then you go into the dragon, and then Dustin got them down to 1. Why even go into Fairfield? But I mean, that's my opinion. People still gonna buy what they like, because I bought Fairfield like an idiot. I mean, so I did because it was pretty. It's Pale Moon, it's pretty. She is beautiful. And then when I got it, it was beautiful. So
she's definitely a pretty card. And by the way, yes, it is a she, guys. It's not a guy, it's a she.
She is a beautiful card. And that monster hand back, iconic. So it's just like I can't help myself, because at the same time I get where players are coming from. Like, she is so beautiful. It's like a beautiful card. Like, it's so many Pale Moon cards that you wish that were good and they were pretty, and they were like, they get shit fucking abilities. So I get it, but I don't feel like she should be like she should be at least like $20 to like $15. That's my opinion. The SGRs, I agree. The SGRs should be that much because it's an old card. It's a really, really old card, and that has I call them like flavor text in the card. So I feel like that one is worthy of its price point. It's not that many of them. It's a very old card. It's one listing. It makes sense. The other one, girl, you should be like $15. Stop playing with me.
Should definitely be. But one more thing that we need to consider as well is that this card came from a really extremely short printed set, because this set basically started it all for Pale Moon and for Grand Blue players out there. This was the first extra booster with just 2 clans, Grand Blue and first extra booster that was dedicated to only 2 clans, Pale Moon and Grand Blue. And of course, the fan favorites were Night Rose out of that set. I'm sorry if you're a fan of Harry, but Night Rose has a bigger follow-up. I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Okay, I'm not gonna deny that. I get it, because hey Solemn. Solemn has been looking for a Labyrinth Rare. I don't know if he found it, but he was like looking for Labyrinth Rare Night Rose. Like, why is he looking for this card? It's too expensive. And like every time I go and try to see if one is posted, it's not. That card hasn't seen the light of TCG player, not for 1 second. That girl's been gone. Like Harry's on there. I've seen Harry many places. I've seen Harry in a window, like a con in California. I have seen Harry like in somebody's deck profile. Have you ever seen somebody with 4 Night Roses, Labyrinth Rares? No.
I bought a deck with 4 Rummy Labyrinth Rares, Harry.
I bet you sold them, didn't you? I get it. Like, she's more popular than Harry, but at the same time, I fell in love with Pale Moon, not the deep sea. I'm sorry, Grand Blue. I'm not coming for your clan. It's just like I'm not a Grand Blue. I tried to play it. It literally confuses the fuck out of me. It confuses me. Like, I tried to play it and I was like, what do I call? Dude, I'm so confused.
I guess I can agree with you there. But again, the only Pale Moon deck I ever played was Nightmare Doll, so I guess I shouldn't be saying anything at all.
Oh, this is coming from the man who played Carol at 3.
Oh my god! I thought we were gonna be friends, but I guess we're gonna stay enemies.
I'm just playing. Oh, it's cool.
It's cool.
You have the evidence on your channel. And you do it. You did. That was the beginning, because everybody didn't know at first. Everybody was just like winging it and figure out what to do. We all didn't know that Chelsea was a rear guard only. That girl is terrible on the van. Ooh, that girl is bad. Like she's so bad. It's like do call to do what? Like after? What after?
Nah, worth it.
It's like they just did it on purpose. Like she is a rear guard only. Like literally, it's like we have 2 dolls left. Like they need to print. We have 2 more dolls that needs to be reprinted. Like that's if they give us Amy, because Amy, I heard that she was in a promo.
The Soul Charge one, the GB one.
No, Amy is. I only talk about the grade 3 dolls. So the last 2 is Caroline and Amy. Amy is the one that's busting through the buildings. Pigtail.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I think her name is not Amy. It's Annie. It's Annie. I think it's AMA.
Yeah.
Amy. Yeah. I'm sorry, I got her name wrong. But we have 2. So the thing is, that's what I was thinking. So we are almost done with the market watch. But I do want to say this: if they do hit Jenny, off the record, if they do hit Jenny, then they can either make a new Jenny with once return on that ass, or they can do Amy or Caroline and bring them back so we can have more rear guard dolls, so they can work with Carol. So that's my opinion. I just feel like if they kill that one, then you ain't gonna be playing no 4 Alice's. I wouldn't. Like Chelsea gonna go up to 4. Alice is gonna go down to 1.
I 100% agree with you. But before we start any more arguments, that is definitely the end of today's Market Watch. If you guys did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys have any comments, please leave in the comment section down below. If you guys want more videos like this, a collab video, which by the way, I just want to say one more thing. Thank you for reaching out to me, messaging me to ask me for this collab. You brought me out of the funk that I was in. I was in the funk because I always want to do a Market Watch every week, but it's just I'm always busy, something always comes up, and when you messaged me saying Market Watch, I got extremely excited because again, I love talking about the secondary market, and again, I am a fan of your channel. I'm a fan of your Market Watch videos, so I was like, of course, this sounds like an amazing time. Why wouldn't I? So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for including me doing this collab video with you, and hopefully we can have more in the future.
Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your channel, and I appreciate you. You're actually one of the first channels I actually started watching when I got into Vanguard, and I loved your market. I learned a lot from you. So right back at you. I appreciate you, and I'm glad that I can bring somebody that I adore back into doing Market Watch, which is something I really truly love. Just like I told you once, like at one point in time, I was going to quit doing the Market Watches, but if it wasn't for your words, in that same day, I would have quit, but you actually made me stop and was like, someone actually is paying attention, and it made me actually want to thrive and learn more about the secondary market and learn about Vanguard market. So just as you appreciate me, I appreciate you.
Oh my god, that's definitely one of the things I love about the Cardfight Vanguard community. Other people just coming together on things that they enjoy, that they love to do, and of course, the one thing that we enjoy is the secondary market for Cardfight Vanguard. It's just always a great feel. But yeah, guys, definitely stay tuned. Well, if I'm not doing Market Watch videos, highly recommend to check out She Devil Gaming every Thursday. Their Market Watch videos, I'm going to be watching it. There's no reason why you should not be watching it. You guys should be watching with me. And who knows, maybe, again, we can do a collab video on her channel. So if you guys want to see me again, definitely check out every Thursday, She Devil Gaming.
Most definitely. He's busy right now because he has, in which we all understand, but I promise you, I will drag him back to doing Market Watches on Wednesday. I promise you.
And of course, this wouldn't be a Market Watch video without my outro. So guys, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's being safe. And I hope to see you guys always next time. Deuces.